just some sloppy work, you know?
Dear heaven, help me. Dear heaven, help me. How's everybody doing out there in the YouTube world? I just wanted to come at you with another one. This is a good one. Oh my God. So, on my trip to Daytona Beach, Florida, for Daytona Bike Week 2023, the most epic bike adventure, if you were looking to buy a t-shirt, ever. It's awesome. So, I had 3 goals on my mind to do while I was there. Pretty easy goals, you know. Relax, see the ocean, and go to the last resort. Well, what I'm going to tell you guys about is not the relaxation or the red tide that's washing into Florida right now, or I want to tell you guys about the last resort. So the last resort is a bar in South Daytona Beach, Florida, known for female serial killer Aileen Wuornos. Aileen Wuornos, if I'm pronouncing it right. And she picked up a gentleman there, like 8 of them, and she was charged and convicted with murdering them. Some say it was self-defense. Some say she was crazy. Some, you know, it's just wild. But this bar, she was like good friends there. She would stay there off and on. She would drink there daily, and was good friends with the owner and everything, you know. So go check out the movie that Charlize Theron did called Monster about it, and then some other documentary stuff. But it was great. Okay, so you're never going to believe this. They're bikers, and some ask what is a biker, and some ask what is an enthusiast, and this and this. But this was no joke, no holds bar. You go in and you order a drink, and they have warm beer and killer women. And that's it. Warm beer, killer women. Okay, so this place has got skeletons all over the walls, all kinds of crazy stuff tacked to the walls. Like everybody's written their name on it. There's a shrine to Miss Wuornos in the back that tells a story and her different alibis and stuff. You've probably seen it on all the other documentaries about the last resort. But what blew my mind is we get there and we go in the front door and we're like, oh, wow, you know, this is neat. We're checking out all the stuff, having a beer. And we decide to go out in the back because they were having an event. You're never going to believe what they were doing back there. In the middle of the day, probably like 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock, they were partying. And they had their shirts off. They were dragging each other around by the motorcycle. They were wrestling in the corner. They were laughing and they were drinking like it was going out of style. Everybody looked like they had just changed their oil in their Sunday bests. And hooting and hollering. And literally hooting and hollering. Yeah, it was strange. It was the wildest thing. I didn't hear any... Yeah, anyway, there was vendors, but they were kind of like owned the place, so everything had barbed wire on it. Yeah, it was refreshing to get a chance to see it, because I had been looking for it, and it had not presented itself. I might be a little jacked up right now. I'm still coming down from my vacation. It was so much fun. I met so many great people, but if you do go and you'd like to see some, it's not for everybody. It's not your, I don't know, padded corners, fucking safety scissors type of place. And we had a hell of a good time. I'd like to thank Moto Noggin for going with me. You know, we got to see some American motorcycle culture that was definitely not what I'd seen in any of the other places we'd gone. It kind of reminded me of home. It made the trip. Like, I have some other stuff. I didn't take any video. I didn't want to be killed. We already did look like undercover cops. But boy, that was a good time. That was a good time. And we continued that evening, and I'll tell you another story in a little while. But I've got hours and hours and hours of footage that I'm having to meticulously cut through because I don't want to embarrass myself. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, bikers were back there. Can you believe that? Holy cow. I think I saw a guy with, now, anyway, the bathroom didn't have any doors on it. The men's room was open, no door on it. The women's room was open, no door on it. And there was a man and a lady using the bathroom right there, single stall usage. It was like, it's only things, you know, you hear about these things in secret whispers, but, you know, this wasn't your, yeah.